Hello and welcome to Travel with Austin. I'm Austin and today I'm here at Lancaster, Ohio in one of my favorite places, the Fairfield County Infirmary. Now not only is this one of my favorite places, but it's also one of the most haunted places I've ever been. Today, luckily, it is daylight and I'm going to be taking you through a tour of this building. If you're watching this, odds are you may be going on a private hunt here, a public tour, or a flashlight tour. So hopefully this video will give you an idea of the building and what some of the things are. Now, if you are looking for a history of the building, I am actually going to make a separate video with the history to the best of my knowledge. So definitely subscribe and check out for that. But let's go ahead and get started. We are starting on the first floor, which is also the basement in a way. And right now we are in a room that is set up to be a little dining room. You can see we got some nice fake food here. You know, a whole table set up. You can see there is a door to the outside here that has not been used in who knows how long. And it looks like a feed bag attached to the wall here. Now the basement slash first floor is my least favorite area of this whole building. It is definitely the creepiest, and it's where I've experienced the most paranormal stuff. So, some of these rooms are just kind of empty at this point, and I don't really know what they were for, like this one. Now, I should say and show you that the hallway does go out more that way. However, since this building is always a work in progress, the area over there is currently off limits. Usually that means that they're still working on repairing it to make sure it is sound for people to, explore and work on. So as we continue more down the hallway, we're going to stop at my least favorite room in this building. And that, of course, would be the morgue. So, as we enter into the morgue, you can see there's actually a lot of power equipment here. And you can see that we were slightly disconnected from the main building for a second. Now in here we do have two coolers. This bigger one was thought to hold the bodies of adults. And this smaller one most likely held the bodies of children. Now these bins right here are body basins. And basically this is where they would drain the bodies. And then back here was kind of like the autopsy room. As you can see right now, it's definitely a work in progress, but they did get this actual autopsy table and get it brought down in here. Now, I have not entered that room in a while because during the winter, there's lots of important pipes, so it typically does get blocked off. Now, here's a fun little story for you. So, back in the early days when they were using this morgue, it basically drained underneath the building into an underground river. And it turns out that it was the same river that the nearby residents got their water from. And a whole ton of people got sick. I want to say it was some form of cholera, but don't hold me to that. Now here we do have the physician's room. As you can see, it's right across the morgue for, speed purposes. And as you can see, they have created or recreated some of the old types of medicines. Back when you could have heroin as a medicine or vegetable compound or just straight up painkiller. This actually is an old bourbon bottle, but that's still pretty cool. So yeah, literal poison. Basically, they have remade these. I don't think any of these are actual old medicine ones, except for maybe this Epsom salt one. And you can see we do have two examination tables in here and a little locker. Now, if we go into the next room, it's kind of like a little waiting room area for the physician. However, it also connects to the superintendent's like sitting room area. You can see in here we do have a piano, which kind of works. Some antique furniture. Now, a lot of the antique furniture you're going to see in here was actually brought in or donated. I do believe there is some original stuff here, but I am personally not sure exactly what it is. Now, this is the front door to the infirmary. So, as you can see, this is why this would be called the first floor, because the infirmary is built into a hill. And if you were to come in the front door, you would enter here and it'd be the first floor. But if you're coming in from the back, which is the modern entrance, you would actually be coming in a floor above. Now, as you can see here, we do have a staircase up to the second floor. Another piano. Lots of old pictures. And we do have this graduation dress here, which I do believe this is a photo of the exact dress with its owner in it. And we have an Alka-Seltzer songbook. Now, as we enter in here, we are entering into the funeral parlor. So, this is where funerals were held. From my understanding, it was more than just the people who lived and died here. Because honestly, a lot of them probably wouldn't have been claimed. And I'm not sure if they got proper funerals. But members from the community could also have their funerals here. Now, they do have a coffin here. It is a real coffin, but it is not a used coffin. Apparently, they found it in the shed here. And they do believe it was used back when previous owners used this as a haunted house. And we have been in that room. And again, you'll notice there's lots of pianos here. There was an elevator added to this building at one point, and it is not operational currently. And then we do have lots of old newspapers here. My favorite is this one from 1974, talking about when when Ford takes the oath of office. Sorry, I just almost made a terrible world. And as you can see, we're coming back out into the main hallway now. There's the morgue and stuff. There is the grand staircase, but we will not be taking that yet, actually. And you can see there is a exit back here that kind of takes you to this bottom area. And as you can see, there's a little room over there, and I'm actually not sure what that is. But it's not connected to the main building. Maybe I'll try to take a look later. And then we go down my second least favorite hallway here. And it's kind of weird because this middle section was used for maintenance stuff. Even with the lights on, it's kind of hard to see, but there is a door right in front of the camera over there. It's currently blocked off by a big steamer trunk. But we do have this one right here that we can go and take a look at. And it's actually a beautiful mirror here and a beautiful telephone. You can see whatever that is. I'm not 100% sure. And then there's lots of doors that I assume go to the outside. I don't think I brought my flashlight, but let me use my phone real quick. You can see we just have, some utilities back here. Nothing special. And this was built so weirdly that the light switch is on the other side of the door. Now, as we leave the central section, the door shut behind us, it's fine. Creep me out a bit. As we leave the central section, we're getting into another area where basically there was, a place for people. I'm not exactly sure what this room is or was. Now there are lots of chairs in it and some couches. When they first bought the property, it was pretty empty. And it has these faux bricks and stuff in it. I kind of like it, I won't lie. Now, We do have a men's restroom. There are lots of restrooms here. We're not going to look at all of them, but we'll take a look at this one. And wow, that auto flush is still trying to work. So this building was still in use until I believe around 2012. And because of that, there are areas that are modernized. Now you can see there are lots of doors to the outside, including here in the bathroom, which is kind of interesting. Now, just some history of this place as we're walking through. And again, I'm going to release a more in-depth history video at some point. Basically, this place started as the county poorhouse, where basically people who, couldn't afford anywhere else to live, some mentally ill people, lots of wives that basically the husband was like, I don't want you anymore, would be dropped off here. And basically they could live here in exchange for doing work. Now, one of the kind of more sinister things about places like this, and I'm not 100% sure if Fairfield County was like this, but I would assume so because it is a common theme. But basically, lots of travelers would come looking for a place to rest. They would be offered a overnight stay here in exchange for some work. The next day, they would do some work and, eat some food and stuff. And then they would go to leave, and basically they'd be told, hey, you didn't pay back your full debt. You need to do another day of work. And they would basically get trapped here because of that. Again, I'm not sure exactly how common this was, but I've definitely heard that story a lot in a lot of these different places. Now, over the years, they went through a few different things, including like family services. Someone I actually know, when they were a child, they had to do supervised visits with their biological parents here. And as far as I know, its final use was the health department. Then it became abandoned. Habitat for Humanity did own it for a bit, and I'm not sure exactly what all they did with it. And now it is owned by Adam Kimmel and Addie Gladys. And yeah, you can come and visit it. So back on with the actual tour part. You can see the room we are in right now is kind of designed like a little sitting room. And if we go in here, there is actually a kind of like a prescription walk-up window or appointment window. And there's a little choo-choo train for the Canadian Pacific. Now, as you already saw, that room is empty. But this room is set up with a crib and some toys. Now this like dollhouse structure, I don't even know if I can call it that because it's a lot more impressive than a normal dollhouse, has been here for a long time. I do think this may have been like an original thing that was in the building when they bought it. And I just love that so much. Of course, we got some people who've left some small toys and Jim from The Office. And we have an antique baby chair. Now here is the other end of that appointment area. As you can see, there's lots of antiques that are just kind of sitting around right now while they find a place for them. Most of the people who do work here are volunteers, so, it is kind of up to when they get time and when they get the chance. This room is designed like an old bedroom. And let's go back out to the main hallway here. kind of see that like not all the rooms have something in them at this point, but it's still really cool to check out. Oh, look at these old steamer trunks. I actually have pretty much like a near identical copy of this in my house. Then you can look outside and you can see that there are other buildings here too. For the most part, you can't go into any of those. They are in much worse condition than this, and since they are just auxiliary buildings, they don't get the same attention that the main big building does. Now, as you can see, there is a ramp on this side due to the height change. And, you know, we got some interesting rooms here. I don't think this ever picks up on camera, but due to the red bricks right outside, this room always has a pinkish glow. As you can see, there's some creepy drawings and stuff there. And again, we are entering one of the bathrooms. And again, this is one of those things where we are entering the bathroom by being disconnected from the main building. So, as you can see, you know, it's a bathroom. This one doesn't have anything unique in it, no clawfoot tubs or anything like that. But we're gonna keep going. This video is gonna end up being very long, but I want to give this place a great full tour so you can know what to expect. Now we do have this nice room here with this bricked up fireplace, cool little storage area, not much else in here, but it does connect to this next door area where there is a little desk, and you can see into one of the maintenance areas underneath the stairs. So now we are going up this to the main walkway. You can see that we do have this huge doll here. All these dolls kind of creep me out, I won't lie. I believe this is an old camera. I don't think it shows up well even with the lights on in here. And as we go through here, you'll see this is the main doorway or stairway to the front door. Old bathroom. And kind of like a little storage area. You know, if you ever wanted to take the Woodcock-Johnson test of achievement, you can do it here. Now, as we go across the hallway, we have this room right here, which has one of the creepiest pictures in here. And it's this right here, because it looks so realistic, but it is actually a drawing. Now, this room is connected to the next room over by this closet, which doesn't really have much to show. And in this room, we have an old hospital bed type deal. We do have some older photos. This is actually a drawing. This one's a lot more apparent than the other one. Then as we go across the hallway, we go into the doll room. So this room is, as the name suggests, just filled with dolls. Also has the love letters painting in it. And a bed. Now this doll right here, I forget her name. I want to say it is Sister Mary, but I could be completely wrong. She is originally from Madison Seminary, another property that Adam and Addie own. And she was brought here. She herself is said to be haunted and have paranormal activity around her. But as far as I know, it's nothing evil. It's all pretty just, you know, normal haunted doll stuff. Again, we have some more. I don't know why this one looks like it wants to fight me. I would definitely win, I'm just saying. I'm not made of porcelain. And then that one right there. And you know, there's like some baby dolls and stuff that aren't as creepy. And then this is the side stairway that goes up to the next floor. But we are not going to take that. We're going to take the grand stairway once we get done with this floor. Now, as we continue on this floor, we enter into this room right here. And this side room, which has never been open any other time I've been here, so I'm kind of happy it is now. And look at these, I'm going to call these records for lack of a better word. They say Edison on them, you know, trademark Thomas Edison. Spirit of America, a patriotic patrol by the New York Military Band. But look at how thick this is. And that's just amazing, honestly. I really love that. Now, we do have some dolls in here as well. And an old bed frame. Now, as we walk over to this side, again, set up like another bedroom. I have never noticed these dolls before. They are beyond creepy. And over here, we kind of have a work in progress room. We've got some pictures, some old glasses, this giant mirror, another mirror, and you know, some old things. Here are some pictures of other properties they are involved with. That's Indiana State Sanatorium. I believe this is also Indiana State Sanatorium. And this is Madison Seminary. Now, you used to be able to go back into this area over here, but it is now office space for Addie, one of the owners here. So, we do kind of have to stop at that point and begin going back this way. But that is okay because there's still more to see. So we actually have the modern entrance and also like the headquarters, if you will, for your ghost hunting team or where you'll come in for tours. So this right here is the main entrance. This area over here, you know, has some merch that they sell and stuff. And some soda that you can buy, as well as the desk where you will sign your waiver. Now, it's also where the one working bathroom is, and it kind of continues through over here. Now, there is a door here that you can see that they really just bolted off, and even for some reason put this trash bag over it, and it's kind of because it just leads to a drop-off. So, for the most part, that's there so you don't fall off and die. Here is a room just filled with cleaning stuff. It doesn't look good, but it's not meant to look good. It's normally closed. And now, we're going to go up to the third floor. Or second floor, depending on how you look at it. So we're walking up the grand staircase. Now, originally, you would walk up, and you could be able to walk up either side. And the way that this was designed was men were on one side, women were on the other. However, eventually, most likely due to changes in safety and fire code, only one side is now open. Now, there is a women's bathroom halfway up the stairs on this side for some reason. And now this one does have a nice claw-footed bathtub. Whew. And we're gonna walk over here, take a look in this main area. So we're gonna start by going down the ramp here. Now, I really can't remember if it's this floor or the floor below, but one of these hallways is said to be haunted by a small child. I do believe his name is supposed to be Timmy. And he likes to play with people. So again, this is another empty room. It does have that reddish tint to it. Now here is the entrance to the men's restroom. It's really weird because you do go through a room, and then again, you are disconnected from the building temporarily, and you get to come in here. No tub on this side, just a Durastall shower. And then we're going to keep going as we get to this side. Now, some of these rooms are closed and blocked off for various reasons. Here is one of the side staircases, and again, there's just this whole room for this one little staircase. Kind of makes me wonder exactly what it was used for. Now, we do have this room right here, which is currently empty. But if you go next door, you can see that there is a similar design here that seems to have been at some point, blocked off. And the idea generally is that these are two-way glass. So, like I said earlier, I know someone who used to come here and do supervised visits with family members. I'm not sure if they would have done it on the third floor or not. But basically the idea is that someone could be watching you and you may not know it, even though I feel like everyone knows about two-way glass now. There is also this old convertible here on the property that I'm just going to point out. Literally the same exact type of convertible as my old convertible. And it's been on the property basically since they bought it. I'm not sure if Adam or Addie technically own it, or maybe it was like the previous owners of this place or something. But I have never seen it move once. You see, we got a lot of doors here that are closed to us. Here is another side staircase leading into the attic. Here's just a nice little room. Not really built up for much. You can see that there's definitely some leakage going on in this room, so they have that bucket going on. So it definitely seems like they are going to be doing some renovations in that area soon to help upkeep it. And then we have this room, which is super dark because there's no windows. Oh, there's the little boy's wheelchair, or at least, the wheelchair it said he likes. And yeah, as you can see, this room is pretty much empty. And unless you turn the light on, it is pure darkness. Now finally, we're going to the last stop on our tour today, and that is the attic. Or I lied, we have only done half this floor. So, again, it's a mirror image pretty much. So we have a bathroom. This one does have the clawfoot tub. We have this room, which I find really interesting, because it has all of these old school records for Fairfield County schools. And yeah, I don't know, I find them very interesting. I know some people have yelled at me before for looking at them because they think it falls under HIPAA, which, one, I'm not HIPAA certified. Two, HIPAA is not your school records. And three, those are from the 1950s and 60s. So, you can see we have two empty rooms here, but they're in pretty decent condition. Then we have this room, which has changed quite a bit since the last time I was here. This is like a children's room now. So I believe some of this was here. Like, I definitely remember this horse and stuff like that. Look at this old bugle. And look at this little castle here. Now there is a Polaroid here, and I did take a picture with it earlier. I didn't take the best picture. Look at that at the top though. I don't know if that's gonna zoom in right. That's pretty cool looking though. It did take forever to develop, so there may be something wrong with the film there. Lots of little toys. And then we got some old chess pieces. Now here is, of course, the other door that goes straight to the attic. Again, we will end up taking the grand staircase. We got our buddy, the little baby in a wheelchair. Lots of storage in this room here. Lots of beams and stuff. I'm going to try to go through these ones quickly if there's nothing in them. Ooh, this one is a nice little room with a mattress and creepy clown doll. I really wish that you could like spend the full night here and sleep here, because I would do that in a heartbeat, but I'd be terrified the whole time. Again, more two-way glass. You can see on this side how, you can kind of see through to the other side, but not unless you're really looking. And you have to imagine that has worn down over the years. Now, I will say one of these rooms, I can't remember if it's this one or this one, a guide that we had here told us that he was walking through the hallway and looked in one of the rooms, and right next to the window, he saw this mist that kind of flowed upward in circles and like would flow back down, that he believes was some type of paranormal activity because it was so unnatural. And again, we do have this. Looks like someone is here. So that's interesting. And we got the two-way glass. I mean, if you get close enough to it, you can definitely see through to the other side. But I do have to imagine that it has worn down over time. Just two dolls on a date in there. Empty. An interesting amount of duck stuff. Wooden duck, rubber duck, furry duck. Here is the old dumbwaiter that we didn't see on previous floors because of Addie's office, and we can't go that far in the basement. And then we have another little bedroom area. I don't know where these pictures are. I wonder if they're supposed to be here. I mean, I don't think so. Okay, no. Yeah, they're not supposed to be here. So that would be interesting. Then we have the prison cell. Now, from what I understand, there originally was one of these on each side because, again, they wanted to keep the men and women separate here. This is the only one that remains. And basically, if you broke any of the rules here, you would be locked into the prison cell. Now, the prison cell both has the iron door that you see here and a more normal door. And, people leave things here for the ghosts and spirits that are trapped here. During our investigations here, I believe we've caught noises in here, and I do know one time when Kate was here, she said that she felt like someone had touched her while she was in this room. Now, there were, I believe, 10 key rules that if you broke, it could be placed in here, although I'm sure that, there were other rules as well that could get you placed in here. One of them was you couldn't swear, you couldn't wear, or you couldn't consume alcohol. Men and women weren't allowed to fraternize. And of course there were more. I don't remember them all. But basically you would get locked in there for an amount of time that I'm not sure of. And that would be like your punishment. But that was really a mild punishment in the terms of the way things go here. Because now we are finally taking the grand staircase to the attic, which they also nicknamed the dungeon. So, here we are. And honestly, at first, it's not that bad. I call this the Star Wars section of the attic, just based off the architecture in here. For some reason, it reminds me of Star Wars. And you can see that there's little painted areas on the floor here, back from when this place was still in use and they stored stuff up here. And really, as far as I know, that this would sometimes be a overflow area, especially for kids. And by that I mean just this section, because you see right as we go out of it and we go past this doorway, we are entering the dungeon section. So we have this area back here where there are chains on the wall. And from what I've been told, basically during certain visits and stuff, you know, where they wanted to look good, maybe they had people coming in and inspecting the patients or looking at the facilities, they would chain some of the problem people up here so they couldn't get away, or make a ruckus or anything. And then those who were continually troubled were put in this room all the way over here, and basically had to live up here in the attic. From what I understand, they didn't really get to go to the other floors that much. And it's kind of sad because this room has been damaged quite a bit. There used to be, I believe, 6 beds here, and this rocking chair was in one piece. But basically, they would be put into this room so that they couldn't cause any trouble. Yeah, so as you can see, there's actually some really nice wallpaper in here, and ceiling paper, maybe is what you call it. Now this area is also pretty haunted, specifically this room I'm in right now. During our first official ghost hunt here, me and Kate were standing probably around the same area that this rocking chair was, and we were trying to communicate with spirits, and we both kind of felt different things. I believe she said she felt like someone was pushing down on her shoulders. I felt like someone was trying to squeeze my chest. So yes, very haunted area here. We did leave this area after that and not come back. Now on my second ghost hunt here, we didn't really have much happen up here. But as you know, things can change, you know, depending on the energy and, you know, things that have happened since the last time you were here. Now for our very final part of the tour, I'm going to be showing you the lookout. Now, this is iffy on whether or not it's going to be open when you are here. I do know that they tend to close it a lot due to the risks, but here we are at the very top. And basically, this is where they could look out and watch people working. And I believe there is a story of basically someone looking out here and watching as one of the workers beat one of the employees to death with a shovel. Now, off into the distance there is the Pauper Cemetery. It's unmarked, other than some boundaries that were put in, I believe, by Adam and Addie. But the graves are not marked. And I do believe that there are a couple hundred people buried there. So, that is all I have for you guys today. I hope you enjoyed this bottom to top tour of the Fairfield County Infirmary. And if you stuck through it this long, thank you so much. I hope whatever you come here to visit for is going to be really fun for you, and I hope you get some good evidence. And hey, if you like this video, please give it a thumbs up and subscribe. And I will be making a video based on the actual history of this place very soon. Thank you guys for watching, and I'll see you guys next time.